Stream.
Sheldon's Kirby's coming up here.
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited and nervous in equal measures to be commentating with him, because I know he's a bag of fun, but I just hope that he reasonably sticks to the game.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Wayne Aitken for Milwaukee.
Okay then, so welcome back to the viewers. We do have a semi-final queued up, about to play. Wayne Aitken from Hokitika, represent West Coast. We'll be playing against Phil Wilkinson from Tokoroa, the pool bastion that is Tokoroa. How many great players do you know of that come from that relatively small place in the Waikato? You look at it on a map and think, oh, there's only a few thousand people who live there. I mean, surely you wouldn't have that many good players in one particular sport come from there, but you'd be very, very surprised. Wilkinson and Cook families have certainly churned out some mighty fine pool players over the years. This particular match, probably with Wayne Aitken, know how good a player he is. I've actually played against him before. I've seen him play. He's a pretty quick sort of player. He doesn't like to shag around playing his shots, as you will see. But geez, he can kill a ball. I know I'm just going to say that about a lot of players. Geez, they can kill a ball, but this boy can certainly cue, and he uses a 9-ball cue, which a lot of players do now. So remember when using a 9-ball cue was quite rare, you'd look at players who used a 9-ball cue and wonder what was wrong with them, but now it's very commonplace to see players using a 9-ball cue on a 7-foot table. But Phil's orthodox. He uses a cue made for these tables. Doesn't mean anything, of course, in terms of the way players play. I mean, they're both mighty fine players, no matter what they use. Both of these guys lefties as well, so you don't often see two left-handed players playing each other this far in a tournament. Obviously, you'd see one and playing a right-hander, but not often do you see two lefties, so quite an unusual match in many respects, but both of these guys have beaten a lot of players to get here. They've both had a great run. Obviously Phil Wilkinson, he'll have an awful lot of support in the North Island and almost everywhere, to be honest. He's just that sort of person. He's really personable with just about anyone. He's won so many titles in the North Island, it's not funny. But obviously people know him very well for his personality as well as his play. Wayne Aitken for many will be an unknown, or a person who doesn't, or a player whom people don't know very much about, but having seen him play, having watched him play and knowing him as a person, he's just seems to be built for this game. And living in Hokitika, of course, they don't tend to come here as often as the players from, say, Tokoroa or New Plymouth or the Wellington area do. Good evening to you too, John. Yeah, I'm not a big proponent of jingles for ads, but that's just me. I mean, obviously, if people remember the song, then they're more likely to remember the company, so it works. Just not my sort of music. The other semi-final, which isn't going to be streamed, is Steve Denton versus Dean Garnett. Dean Garnett just beat Peter de Groot 5-3, so we just see Tracy Andrews just calling the games out now. Be interesting as well to, that's my meal pager going off. It'll be interesting to have Sheldon on commentary, by the way, when he does make his way up, because he's from Hokitika himself, so obviously he will be completely unbiased. Damn right, Kirk. Never a truer set of words spoken. Yeah, I'm just going to need to ask somebody to get this, because it is quite loud. But whilst that occurs, get ourselves into some pole. Head referee Barry Appleton did not referee in the ladies, but has taken up the mantle of the head referee in this tournament. So many years of experience refereeing in billiards, snooker, pole, you name it. If it's being played on a table with 6 pockets and different coloured balls, and he's probably refereed in it. We've just been laying down the law to the players, probably to tell the players, look, this game will most likely be timed from the get-go, because he was refereeing the game between Dean Garnett and Peter de Groot before, and those two guys aren't exactly speed pool players. I mean, they're both on the slower side, so he's probably got a stopwatch firmly glued to his hand at this point. I mean, these two guys are not slow players, though. I mean, Phil Wilkinson obviously is a very deliberate sort of player, but I wouldn't classify him as a slow player. Wayne Aitken's, as I said before, especially if he's got a flow going, he's a quick player. Doesn't take a hell of a lot of time to line up and cue a ball. Phil won the toss by the look of it. I'd say by the look of it, he definitely has. You rack your own balls in these rules. Let's get it popping, eh? Race to 5. And immediately a scratch off the brakes, so Wayne will get first dibs. I'm talking to absolutely no one in particular, because I haven't got a co-commentator yet. But whilst that is being arranged, taking the 1 first by the look of it, that's, I wouldn't say nutsy, because it is the better set of the two, but generally you want to stray away from hard balls to establish a set. But if you know you're good enough and you've been playing well enough, then it's like chalk and it's like shelling peas, really, isn't it? Who's left? Well, these two guys, plus Steve Denton and Dean Garnett. Oh, geez. He would have had his eyes on a clearance there. Had that ball gone down, he would have been pretty much odds on to make it. It's just gone off as well. Not really much choice here for Phil with that 2 sitting where it did. You see that start to drift away from the rail. That's the last third of its journey. It went from being about half a ball away from the rail to nearly the full ball. That's not in, but not horribly bad either. I just wonder if Phil might try it and take this 15 now. He's not even looking at it, but take the 15 now and try and hoof the 11 out. And that's one potential shot he's got. Just you do a big favour and get this for me?
Yeah. What you got?
Eggs Benedict. Terry Stewart. There's a guy's just slid into the chair next to me. Will know that man very well. Welcome to the booth, Sheldon Kirby.
Pleasure to be here, John.
If we can keep this below the belt and keep it relatively focused on Paul, we'll be fine.
You've got a bit of inside knowledge up here, mate. Got a West Coaster in the semi.
Do you know much about Phil Wilkinson?
Me? Yeah, I know how good he is, mate. I know how good Wayne Aiken is too, though, bro. So.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was just singing his praises before. And also about how possibly because he's from Hokitika, not many people know who he is.
He's actually from the Tiramaka, just north of the old road rail bridge. But we let him down to Hoki to play every now and then. He's a good lad.
Oh yes, true story.
And he's
been to his house before.
And he's driving me to Nelson tonight, so.
Ooh, wait for it.
Oh. Where's the sorry? Where's the sorry?
There is none.
Hey John, do you hear about the two for one deals downstairs?
Go on.
You buy me 2 drinks and I'll say you're the one. Ooh, that's interesting.
There's no way he was trying to pot that. I don't even think it was on. That's a really good shot, actually.
What a slithered through there.
Woo! Wiped its feet.
If my beautiful wife's still watching.
Oh yeah, she was gagging for
hope
this,
you're
wasn't
okay,
she?
babe. No, well, she ended up in hospital after she went home on Tuesday with the bloody terrible flu that we've had. So I'm glad that she's better. Shot Wayne.
Yeah, he played that really well because even though Phil put some pressure on it by putting the 11 there, all it took was a good shot and good position for the 6.
Bread and butter. Come on, bud.
You're not biased at all, are you?
Not at all. Well, come on, John. Both of us could get this one.
You've off the rail, beautiful.
I can get to Nelson anytime soon. Carry on, Wayne.
Yeah, well, it's a fairly long drive from there to here, but
I'm not in charge.
good viewing in any case. So 1-0 Wayne Aitken, early doors over Phil Wilkinson.
Have you seen his nunchucks?
Those?
Yeah.
Oh, there's... Okay.
Two-sided
Yes, I have
triangle,
seen
keeps
it.
it
Yes.
nice and tight.
Just a reminder that there are no rules when it comes to what you use to rack the balls in these rules. You can use anything you want as long as the head ball is on the spot, the black's in the middle of the rack, and there's an over and under in the back 2 corners. You can use your hands if you want to. Wayne now with a chance to follow up that first frame with a break and clear. He's done the break part right. Thank you, Paul. Just going to try to commentate. Well, I obviously can't speak with my mouth full, but I'll try and commentate as I'm eating.
That's what my wife said. Come on, Wayne.
He's so good at those long pots, isn't he? So smooth on them.
Oh, he's been around the scene for a very long time. He's actually quite well accomplished, but a lot of people won't know who he is, which is probably a good thing for him.
I mean, you wouldn't want all that attention, would you? I mean, a lot of players, some players like Simon Singleton, I'll point one out, thrive on it.
Oh, Wayne.
I think he was thinking of that split, wasn't he? He got the split, but he missed the pot. He was thinking probably more of the split than the pot, I reckon.
It could be his last trip to the table, though.
Yeah, well, I mean... Oh, nice. Clip the 5 out. That's the first one. That was the difficult ball, and the rest of them were all easy. Cheers, Steve. Hope you're enjoying all the way up in Hamilton. could be wrong. I thought it's Hamilton, right? If I'm wrong, you'll be fairly quick to tell me. I know you will.
I did say to Wayne, I can just hurry up and win this for you, please. We'll just fly up there. Doesn't need to drive, mate. You know, you're paying for the tickets. She's all good. We 8-man team against Nelson next day at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Some people would have gone the 7 first there, but control of the cue ball good enough that he can play into and out of bulk there and still be on one of these 2 balls. I wonder what game that came from. Who's in the other semi? Good question, Baden.
It's Steve Denton and Brent Wells, as far as I'm aware.
No, Brent got beaten by Steve in the last 8.
Okay,
he's playing Dean Garnett.
There's Steve, Dean Garnett. And 1-1.
And indeed, so
the commentator's curse didn't work.
Yeah. And you were trying to do something with that, weren't you?
Yeah, I was,
Oh yeah, that's true, Steph. Yeah, I suppose Barry's been in the game long enough that biases don't happen. I mean, obviously they do here, but not so much when you're refereeing.
Is it still a race to 5, John? It is. Yes.
Yeah, it's a race to 5. You may want to move the mic somewhere where you can see the screen.
Yes, a great idea. Should have brought my glasses up too, do you think?
The screen's pretty big and it's right in front of your face.
Yeah, but
unless you're long-sighted, of course.
No, I am, yeah.
Oh, well, there you go.
She's perfect from here. Then they might be able to hear me.
To be able to hear you if you're down a floor below.
Fair call.
Not a lot of wrong with this table. The 2 and the 8 might be an issue. Oh, that might be an issue because he's not gotten down the right end of the table.
The table's been beautiful all weekend, all week I have to say. I had one little roll out on one of my games today, but that was about the only one I found.
Oh, if that had gone, precision on the 5. Lovely pos, but you don't get it without a pot, unfortunately.
I don't think it's 14 or anything though, so it's
11 down the rail, or off the 3.
Yes, yeah, probably off the 3.
Well, yeah, I mean, you want to hit, what, about a third of the 3, I reckon, here?
Yeah, shot.
Yeah, very well played. Yeah, Dean Garnett's Stingy is his middle name, John. I'm not surprised. He does not give much away, that man.
But I really enjoyed coming here. I think it was last night watching the North-South game. South got up. I think it was about 44-38. John, do you know the final score?
I don't know. That's the first I've heard of the score.
The South did get up. It was good entertainment. I did say they can tap me in any time. I was ready, but no one took me up on my offer.
Ooh, that's okay. I thought he might have pushed that black to where it's not on. He's looking at it now. I think it still is.
On the 10 there and play down for the 9 next.
10, 13. It's 13. It's the ball next to the 5.
Oh, is it? Sorry,
yeah, sometimes it can be hard to see.
Yes, and it is when you're blind drunk like I am.
No arguments.
Never an argument, John.
Big old run through. Well, that's okay. I'm guessing you'll want to put the 15 in behind the 1 and the 4, which makes this more interesting because he's off angle for the 14. He needed to pull up about 300 mil short and he would have been fine.
Is he going to come through 3 cushes, go around?
Could do. Oh, he's going to play the butt double. Okay. Excellent use of the 2 and the 8 as a break there as well. Just for those of you at home, you don't necessarily need to take lots of rails if you've got another shot teed up.
That's wide.
Yeah, you better spread your wings, bud. was a bit of a shame because he engineered that so well. I like this, so I don't actually think he wanted that. I think he wanted that to sit there.
Oh no, Wayne's an attacking player. I think he did want that. He's probably a little bit. He hates doubles. Wayne Aiken hates doubles. He'll tell you all day, geez, I hate doubles, till he gets 70% of them.
I tell you what, he'll love the result though. He's gotten a bit jammy there, it must be said, but you generally only get jammy when you go for a shot.
I'm pretty sure West Coast, I think he played for that, John, let's be honest, mate.
Oh, wow. Rifled!
Oh, Sheldon, be quiet, get out of the commentary box.
Some of that.
Thank you, Lionel, I am quite funny. That was a fantastic shot.
Get out of the middle.
No, it's
great
close.
finish. That's a spectacular shot before it though, wasn't it?
It was.
So 2-1 now to Phil Wilkinson and Howe.
Game on. I know, Lionel, thanks, bud. Good to see you made it home safe, mate. Did you get that slow cooker put on, Lionel? Or was it too late now? Is it going to be Monday's dinner?
Brass monkeys. Can somebody please tell me what that means? I should know what it means. I feel like an idiot.
Well, the brass monkey motorcycle tour is always, it basically means your testicles are very cold because it's always in winter.
Oh, so yes. It's incredibly cold. Okay.
I think that's where's that comment about?
Dinner at
yes,
midnight,
it will be. It'll be very cold. Or it'll be yes. Dinner at midnight.
So Phil, what was he? Oh no, it wasn't his break. It was Wayne's. So successful off the break, which has been his prerogative. Very good break he actually got. I did say that he was playing with a 9-ball cue before, but I've just been informed that I'm wrong.
No, he's not today. No, he's got a couple of gorgeous graphite cues, but he's playing with his wooden cue today. He's like any temperamental pool player, just changes his mind every 5 seconds, Wayne. But plays well with any of them, to be honest.
You know what? I'm really hoping. Oh dear!
Wow.
Well, first of all, I'm really hoping that this goes 9 frames because it's always great to see bonus pole, especially when you've got a guy you don't know much about playing a guy that everyone knows. But the underdog story is a New Zealand staple, isn't it? But the second thing I'm really hoping is that your wife is watching this.
Yes, I miss my wife. She brought me over on Monday and went back Tuesday, and we both had the influenza A, and she ended up in hospital on Tuesday night, so love her and miss her. See you on Sunday, babe.
And is it also is it true as well that your local area candidate for the political party you support sent her a bunch of flowers?
Yes, yeah. I shouldn't be on here online supporting any political party, so I won't, but they did, and it was absolutely lovely. Thank you, Neil Blunden, for that.
Ooh, hello. Ended up bang on for. We would have been bang on for that, except for the fact that the 14's just gone and stuck a hand out.
Of course, my wife made a big deal about the fact that she thought they might have been from me.
What, the fact that you...
The flowers, no, she was quite wrong, yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Could clip the 5 off the rail here if he's got the angle, or alternatively, just get on pos for it.
We'll just probably run this straight down there and black straight into the opposite corner.
Yes. He's going to have to...
Oh, sorry, the mumbles.
The one's blocked by the 14. He's going to have to ram this, though. If he wants to get pos on the one for the other side of the table, he's probably going to have to give it some.
Hello, Jacob.
I mean, maybe not, because...
We'll see you at midnight, mate.
I mean, yeah, maybe not, because he didn't look like he hit that too hard, but sometimes you see players give them some beans. Hey, Jakob. And thank you very much, Roxanne, for that explanation.
Oh, Jacob, just quietly, mate. If Wayne wins the final, you need to find 3 players in Nelson tomorrow. Sorry, mate. No, we'll be there, mate. We'll be there. Get up. Get up. Shot, mate.
No, well done. Love that inside to out shot. It's actually one of my favourites as well. Boom!
Boom! 2-all. Go the coast.
It needed no introduction to the pocket.
My bladder needs an introduction to the taller again, I think, but
It is a problem when alcohol's involved, isn't it?
Big man, small bladder, 7 minutes. It's going to be a very long trip to Nelson. Sorry, Wayne. Carry on doing what you're doing there, bud.
Susan Galbraith, okay, good to have you on. Separate accounts by the look of it.
No slack cooking, you know. Oh, you, Susan. We sent him home in good nick, though, didn't we?
Mr. Southwest, that's Greg East, by the way.
Ooh.
You just about had the black off the break. That's a rarity. Oh, look where the one's ended up.
Is that a dry break?
Filth! He'll be happy it's a dry break.
Oh, no, I reckon that tubal's...
I reckon the one goes. Yeah, he's wasted almost no time on this.
I've got 2 down the line there.
I don't think it was on. I don't think it passed the 9.
It's hard to tell, isn't it?
Yeah. Greg East and I are in the same section at Timaru for the Asahi Open singles this weekend.
Diapers, oi.
2 frames apiece, by the way, in the other semi-final between Steve Denton and Dean Garnett. So you were little ducks everywhere here.
Oh.
Not surprising. Not
Tactics.
surprising. Don't mind it. If
That's
it's there to
good,
play it.
You're showing respect. That's nice.
It is, and
The goat showing Wayne respect, which is nice. You know, he obviously knows he's playing a good game.
Yeah, I mean it's gamesmanship too, isn't it? That wasn't far off. The aggressive response, though, wasn't it? Is that I don't care what you've just done. I'm still going to play the same way. Interestingly enough, if the cue ball had pulled up and not been behind the 3, he would have had angle on the 10 for the 15, so that would have been one potential issue solved. Well, maybe. And we won't know now, of course. Get out of there.
Get in there.
Just pulled up.
Whose team are you on there, Johnny?
The team of good play. It doesn't matter who's playing. He's still looking at that 5, isn't he? He's just eyeing it like it's eyeing its family up. It's a problem when you've got a ball that's an open table like that, but there's a bit of traffic around it. I mean, he's got to play it now, of course, because he's just stuffed himself on the 4.
It's a frame you really should not lose, though, from here. You've got time.
Looks like he might be trying to cut this. It looks like it cuts in the middle still, but the problem he's got is that there's not a lot of places he can get to on the 4 where it goes.
Drop it up the top end and screw back down for the 4, John. I'm not sure, mate, but it depends where he wants to look at how he wants to play that 4 ball.
If he can see any of this, then he's fine. And I'm guessing that he can see more of it than we can.
Camera pops up like, where's Wally?
Hang on. Yeah, well, we didn't actually need that, but we can see from the other angle.
Nice. Game on.
So 3-2 Phil Wilkinson. I often forget, of course, that we do have the second camera. I mean, it would have been very, very handy to have done so before he played the shot. to actually show that A, it was on, and B, what he was doing. But One thing I do like about this game as well is it's played at a good pace.
No, they are both attacking players. I mean, we all know that Phil's got every trick in the book, but Wayne is a very, very much an attacking player. He won't dribble a ball over a hole. He'll go for it all day.
Yeah, I mean, you don't see him play a lot of safety, but you know he's got it, but you don't see him play it a lot. So, oh yes, he was successful off the break. I was about to say big swing, no ding, but
No, you tried break, wasn't it?
nah, 4 in the middle.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh hey, guess who's on?
Oh, my lovely wife. Hello, babe. Love you, miss you.
Can you remind Sheldon to put his glasses on next time? I sense he struggled to read that. Oh, long.
Chicky, that's me dog.
Usually loves these. Oh, look at that
Okay,
slide. He needs
we
to nick
touch.
it. He
Nice,
does.
He does. Lovely. Don't stop now, my man.
Clip this in and clip the 13 out. Stray away from that double he hates so much.
Oh, Sean.
Dadgummit.
Sean.
Yes, I knew what you were going to say.
Yeah, I held back, John. I held back.
You've actually shown some great restraint, to be fair.
I have, yes.
For a man whom I know likes to swear.
I'm a maturing man. I got told yesterday, Claire Shanahan said, don't you get up there and bloody swear. I said, Jesus, Claire, here I go again. I said, I heard you last time you were up here. You had some controversy.
Oh, how's he missed everything? Are you kidding?
That was a free ball, wasn't it? He's on
Yeah,
the
he
little
took it
ones
as a
there,
free
yeah,
ball.
yeah.
He was looking to split the 2 and the 1.
He didn't.
Yeah, I could see that. He could have. It was basically right in front of his face, and he still missed it.
Oh, even the best can make mistakes. Well, look at
That would have been brilliant. Good cue ball, though. I mean, this is. I don't even know if this passes the 5. It might actually
right.
clip in off the 3 here. You'd think the. Dang it! Use the other one. You'd think the pocket past the 5 is
No,
the more likely shot.
I don't know that it's there. No, it never was.
Yeah, we didn't
I think
stray away
there's a wee
from
bit of a
having to go, did
frustration
he?
shot there, I think, from Wayne, to be honest. Yeah.
No, there's not, Barry, unfortunately. There's just the one table that's being streamed. Hey, Dev. Would have liked to have seen you in Timaru when I eventually get there, but such is life. Said you were promising something.
Is that Mr. Bramley?
Yes.
No, I haven't seen Dave for a while. Good.
Since the last time you invited him to your lair.
My goodness. At least this time they actually took me table for the tournament. They couldn't have all these bums come back to me place. I remember the first year where the tournament, David Miller came and knocked on my door, and my wife said,
Oh, you're talking about the Hokitika
yes, and
tournament? Oh,
Dave
okay.
goes, oh, just let you know we're staying next door, and we'll probably get a bit louder later. We're here for a pool tournament. She goes, oh, why don't you just bugger off down the pub and meet my husband? You'll be back here for the weekend. It's the first time I never made work on a Monday, or I was off crook with alcohol issues for about 5 years, but it was worth it. It was a great weekend. Great weekend. We had a lot of
Excellent weight. It's just a shame the 13 got in the way. And it's also a shame that the 7's blocking the 2. He's going to go for a double here, though.
He's going to put the 2 in. No,
I know,
he's
he
not.
stuck the 2 on the
He's
8.
playing
Great
safe.
shot.
He's playing safe. He knows all the tricks, this guy.
Cagey. Very cagey. Why did I ever expect him to play a different shot? I've seen him play so often. I don't want this. He'll just want it to sit over near the bag. This is fine.
2's the problem ball, obviously.
This is Phil's domain, though, isn't it? He's just so good at manipulating a table when he's in this position.
He is.
Don't think he'll want this.
No, he did
Just
not.
want to leave it.
Yeah, but Wayne will attack this, I think. He might even have a nice crack at trying to get that black F from here, eh?
Try to come off the two short rails, you reckon?
No, he's not going to, though. He's not going to. Oh, good result. Good result.
He actually kissed the 7 safe, which could work in his favour. I don't think he'll be looking at 3-ball plant anytime soon, because the 2's too far off the rail for that. Put the ball near the 2 though. If he can, I think he wanted that to get up a wee bit more. If he had that close to the 2 but past it, then it's a good ball to use for a split.
It's like a cat playing with the mouse, Phil, isn't he?
Yes, very much so.
Exactly what he's up to. Sometimes the mouse wins, though.
On occasion. Sometimes David wins as well. Phil's looking to try and get his sling off him here. Yeah, no, he's just making that black harder now, isn't he? So,
I'd attack that and try and blow that black out from there. Wayne's good enough, and it's yes, and
he's
he
tried
to. Yes,
he's ended up the wrong side of it, though, hasn't he?
Oh, it hurts. It hurts.
He could live and die by the sword here.
Yeah, he didn't attack that hard enough. He should have played a bit finer on that. And what am I to say? Look at the state of me, and look at where he is at the present time.
Nowhere near it. Nowhere near it. Not even in the same postcode.
He will always attack though, Wayne. He'll never die wondering.
Oh, that's one thing I love, but on this occasion it's done him wrong.
It has.
Phil Wilkinson on the hill, 4-2.
So you've now got 7 in your group, John. For the weekend.
This is completely off piste, but the Asahi Open singles, I had a bye in my group 2 days ago. Now I've got 7 in my section. So I had 5 in my section, now I've got 7.
Yes, chance to score more points, John. That's the way you got to look at it, mate.
No, it's all the same. It all gets worked out to be the same. Well, you have to when you're doing your draw for your post section.
Yes, indeed.
Multiply or divide by the requisite amount to get the same scores. You're right too, Barton McGill. But you can actually cheat pockets in this game too, especially when you're that close to them. If you cheated the hole just slightly to cut it thin, then there was a chance that he could break the black away, or maybe just throw a trace of inside English on it. Other two are Steve Denton and Dean Garnett, Greg. It's not 100% short scorers.
This is the only game that counts, though, Wayne Aiken from
I
from
know,
the West Coast.
just like the
Let me
South
remind you
winning
about
last
that.
night was the only thing that mattered, right?
And nothing else matters. So, or Steve Denton's from the South. So, where's Dean Garnett from? Is he a
North Islander. Yeah, but just while on that subject, it was a great win by our girls last night, wasn't it?
Oh, and the
Get up
football.
over Norway.
Yes, it was. I actually went home to my motel, went to bed and started watching the Aussie-Ireland game, and I thought, why am I bothering with this for and turn the TV off? Well, only because I needed some sleep. I'm not taking anything away from them. But it wasn't the Kiwis. Go on, Wayne. Carry on, mate.
On the unders here, he would have been disappointed to not get on the 5. I'm just wondering if there maybe he was trying to run that over the pocket, but the fact that he's taking the shot quite quickly suggests that was all part of the plan. Oh dear. I tell you what though, that's a result and a half.
Possibly, yes.
Maybe.
Let's see how that ball's a wee bit off the cush though. The cut's definitely on there, into the corner.
The cut's on. I don't know if he'll go for it though. I don't. Oh, get in! Just for the sake of
Let's
what
be
a
Wayne
good shot that would have been.
one of the white ball two shots previous from the last one. So
still a tiny nudge off the 11.
Might
But-
take the 5 back down for the 1.
Yeah. I mean, that shot
that's gonna be a
again
tough shot. Yeah, no, it's
stays away from the pack, thankfully. So the black's still tied up in there. It would have been an absolute tragedy if he'd moved it.
it would be, but he's just starting to fall off the odd shot now, and he's had an absolutely amazing day, and I'm absolutely amazing proud of him. Ooh, here we go though.
Yeah, Phil could have let him back in here. I mean, he's not put that right over the pocket one. And
I think Wayne needs to attack though.
He does.
4-2
He
down.
does.
You've got to give it a nudge now.
I mean, you're
And
just off angle here as well. So if he can
That's
move
nice.
the 11 here and break the 8 and the 2 away from each other,
Oh.
and yeah, I mean that was going to be the problem. Was where's the 2 going? It's always going to go towards the 12.
Very straight.
He
isn't it?
can, however, screw back for the 2 in the pocket. He just there you go,
Oh,
right
lovely.
there, right there.
Ooh, that's all good.
That's fine.
That's perfect.
Just jack up ever so much.
Get in.
Get across more. There's still cuts,
One good shot. Yes.
Oh, with no issue whatsoever. That's great finish.
I'll tell you right now, John, you're never ever going to call 30 seconds on this guy.
No, I said that in the lead up to this game. He's a very fast player, and he's so far proven that.
I'd like to say I've taught him everything he knows, but I'll be absolutely telling lies.
But you'd be telling complete pork pies.
Oh,
wouldn't
yes,
you?
how he is.
He's probably taught you everything you know,
Yeah, I must admit,
and
Wayne-
on occasion you fail.
honestly, with jokes aside, Wayne has taught me a lot about the game, and if he could actually control my top 2 inches, I'd probably be a wee bit better at it. But
that's all I knew, my man.
take it, John. Don't spit your food.
You should jog off.
Oh, we're having too much fun here, team. Sorry.
I'm not exactly helping myself. I'm trying to eat and I'm trying not to laugh at the same time.
I'm just too scared to rub their foot off the screen. Just spit on there just in case everything blacks out.
Haley. That's brilliant. What, just 2 inches? Are you sure?
Yeah, the back 2 inches, babe.
Anyway, there's a good game of pool here that we're most likely ruining.
You're on to it, dude.
Ooh, he's just losing his speed slightly. He tried to put it over the hole. I don't think he quite got that. Oh, he's going to take the plant onto it. Oh, super aggressive. He got it out. Damn, there's so few players who would have even tried that.
Oh, I must admit, I come to the South Islands a couple 3 years ago, and I played Rich Woody in the first game. And
Well,
yeah,
you
I've done a
tried
few
it.
cool things, and I don't think they realise that West Coasters just don't actually buy into this game. Well, you know, but we're not masters of it, so we played a little bit differently.
I mean, you just play the way you know, right?
Yeah. So it's
You don't play
they
these
don't
rules
think
as
you'll-
often
You don't
either.
think you'll take it on? I'd rather play these rules now, John. To be fair,
I mean, I thought the set and shield rules sound pretty good, apart from the not having to hit a rail. They sound very much like black ball
it's
rules.
bloody awful. You can just run up behind a ball and snooker somebody, but you know that's the rules we play. So that's
Oh, he's left a gap.
you adapt.
Hasn't left him on the ball because of the 11,
Yeah,
but
but that's-
he's left a chance.
He has left it on. I mean, that's this sort of shots. No commentators curse. I'm going to be quiet about now.
Sure. You're right though. What you said before, he has actually fallen off a few of those. Normally he was nails at those earlier in the game. You put your house on him potting that earlier in the game, but
Yeah.
now you wouldn't bet at all because he's missing more of them.
Well, he's probably more worried about getting me to Nelson than but he won the semi-final. You know, he's a good empath.
Certainly no jokes. Oh, it's gone too far.
It has gone
It's
too
gone
far.
too far. He's snookered himself on it. There's still a double there, though. He's actually
I'm sure
he's
there's
actually
several
funged
slips
himself
through
on the
there
9
yeah.
too, but he might play a wee swervy shot here even.
We Marseille.
Yes.
Oh no, it fitted through there.
Yeah, I mean, I reckon he was trying to just put a wee Marseille around that, just to plop that in and then double the 11.
Dear Stuart, I've got no idea what you're talking about, but normally when I'm sitting next to you, I don't either, mate. So
Into the middle here with this one, I'll warrant.
yes.
Good link ball for the 5.
No,
Over-cued it by a long way.
I'll be honest. I've seen Wayne miss about 5 or 6 of them today, playing past the pocket in the middle. It's probably been his weakness. If any shot he's been weak on today, it's been that one.
I'm not too sure, Greg. Paul just showed it to me before.
Oh, but everyone's human.
Oh dear. So it's catchy. It's like a disease.
Yes. Don't.
You
Shut
know,
up.
okay,
I'm okay,
sorry.
John, thanks.
Too soon. Boom.
Yeah, with confidence though, look at that.
Needs to get away from the 1.
Doesn't just sit around.
Needs to get away from the 1 and look at where it sits. Still goes though. I think the 3 goes too. Yeah. If I actually use my fingers to control the cameras.
Yeah, keep them off, mate.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, this
Run
guy,
down the
this guy.
rail. That's yummy. I know a lot of people were waiting for me to say that.
Oh, get off!
Dear, he somehow managed to not pop the 12.
Oh, I was waiting for him to go the sorry when it sunk.
How though?
Oh,
How behind there would it have gone
yeah,
down?
it's done him no favours though, let's be fair.
Looking for a free ball here, possibly.
No, that 9's got to be on, I'd say, surely.
Well, actually, you would think from here that the 9's on, and he's pointing towards the 12, so that's what I'm picking that it is on. He was probably pointing at it and saying to Wayne, I don't know how you managed to not pot that ball.
Yeah.
How did that stay up?
Oh, lovely.
Doesn't want that
Lovely.
to go.
He wants another half a roll though.
No,
He's pushed that 9 down too.
I'm
easily.
guessing he didn't want that to go because I don't think that this 1 passes.
Oh, yes, but
He would have had a slap
that
at it
9,
anyway.
that 9 will cannon through to the 12.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Only 2 all now.
I think Wayne's in trouble here, but I hope not.
2 frames apiece, the other semi, for those of you asking.
Oh, yeah, nice shot.
Good shot.
Obviously worried.
He's just blocking. Well, he's blocking both
all the tricks.
the 5 and the 1 here. I mean, that's the thing. You use what's on the table to your advantage, don't you?
Wayne will never die wondering.
This could mess up plans. Maybe not.
Oh, didn't get under it.
Yeah, he was just trying to mess something up there, wasn't he? I don't think he was actually entertaining any real thoughts of potting that. He was just trying to throw a spanner into it. The other 2 players in our section, Greg, Kirsten Olmoor is one of them. I know that much, and
Find it again, John.
I did see the other person. I cannot remember who they are.
My bladder is absolutely sent, but I can't leave yet.
It's pinned to his seat. Such as how good this game has been.
You can't pee yourself twice in 5 minutes, I'll tell you right now.
Jason Fattorini, the other player, Greg.
Come on, Wayne.
I just don't think the black passes the 5, which means he's going to have to work the angles somehow. If he goes behind the 1,
Has to come right round.
he has to go behind the 1.
Yeah, beautiful shot.
He's ended up beautifully
If
on
that's
that.
on, that's match.
It's on.
Yeah.
Let's see if your second part's right.
Yeah, lovely.
Rubs it in, yes, well done.
Lovely work, Phil, and well done, Wayne Aiken. Awesome day, bro. I'm looking forward to you driving me to Nelson in the next 5 minutes. Thank you for the opportunity to come up here and talk, John, and cheers, fellas. I will see you next time.
Thank you, Sheldon.
Awesome.
Pleasure.
The job is, we suck it up and get it done. No matter how dirty our hands have to get, we suck it up and get it done. Suck it up, suck it up, suck it up. Out for suck's sake, suck it up, suck it up, suck it up. Out for suck's sake, suck it up.
Suck it up and get it done with suckitup.co.nz.
Yeah, so we might be a while here, folks. The game between Dean and Steve is only 2-2 at this stage. Race to 5. I mean, Dean, we actually know, is slightly on the slower side when it comes to playing speed. And he's also quite a cagey type player, so I'm guessing those frames would have been more like chess matches than anything else. But to compare it to that game we just witnessed, I mean, two players who get on with it, not wanting to sound bad or anything, but I mean, both of those guys are not slow players in any sense of the word. Both Phil and Wayne were reasonably quick in not only the shot selection but playing the shot. Wayne in particular, but I mean Phil definitely with the table at his mercy was moving around the table at speed, so I'm not surprised that that game finished before this one.
Dean's just got to put one little one in the black to the centre.
So I've just been told that Dean's got just one ball in the black to go to take a 3-2 lead. It would be nice, in fact, if we could get a camera focused on that table just for the duration of the game.
He got perfect position on the black.
Can I not turn the camera? The one that we're viewing from now, so that's frame, so Dean Garnett 3-2 over Steve Denton. The camera that we're currently viewing from cannot be moved, but one of those two cameras focused on the streaming table, I'm pretty sure those could be moved. I'm not going to touch them because I'm probably going to foul it up, but I'll leave that to anybody with steadier hands than myself. So Nicole Wright refereeing that match, by the way.
This one going.
Not yet. So Calvin Dunlop's jumped back in the seat next to me, and you actually had a good bird's eye view of that game just before.
Yeah, I could. Dean had 4 little ones to go, and he got the whole 4 in the black, and to make it 3-2 up. Oh, Phil, watching his game there, his opponent there, I thought he played well to start with, and then he sort of faded a bit, didn't he, John? I felt in those last couple of frames he missed 2 or 3 easy ones, and that was all it takes. You can't let Phil, you can't miss easy ones against Phil.
Oh, most definitely not. Is anyone Facebook streaming it? I don't think so. I'm just looking to see if anyone's got their phone out or has a tripod out, and it doesn't look like they do. It would actually be quite neat, to be honest, if someone did stream it, much like the other semi-final that we had in the ladies between Jojo and Temple last week. That game was not streamed and the other one was, and there were so many of you who wanted to know how Jojo and Temple were doing. So if somebody does want to stream it on their phone, then it would be great. We just need to get someone to then share the link with us so we can share it for you. Yeah, I mean, I do think that it would be good to actually get another camera for a second table. I don't want to bag this in any way, shape or form, because this is an awesome setup. It really is. The streaming setup I'm talking about with the cameras and your 3 monitors and your stream deck and so on, but that could be the only thing that could be improved is to be able to switch tables if you've got a semi-final and you've got a game still going that everyone wants to watch. I should go and do it. I do not have my... if I'm being fair, I do actually have my tripod here. It's just not with me, it's in my car. Imagine that though, if I actually jumped down there and whipped my phone out, stuck it on the tripod and started to stream that game on my phone. But yeah, I mean, by the looks of it, Dean was down to the black. Is that the black sitting over the pocket where the 11 is?
No, that's a 4.
Oh no, so he wasn't on the black.
That was an unusual shot because he had the 13 down the rail behind that 4.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a bit of a shame, actually, that we don't have the ability to stream the game. Well, not on this platform anyway. It's the only limitation to this setup. I'm glad that you enjoyed it, Hayley. Especially with a little bonus at the end of having your husband commentate with me. He'll be packing in to a car as we speak, no doubt, and heading up to Nelson. It's also good that he's feeling better as well, because I know you were both struck down by the flu, and pretty nasty disease, to be honest. So glad to hear that at least he's feeling better. Hope you are too. Yeah, it's dead right, Super Tech. The only table that would have been entirely viewable, or not quite entirely, but mostly viewable from here would have been table 13, I think it is the one behind the 15 sign. And then we could have perhaps tried to zoom in. Looks like a nice game of cat and mouse though developing here, just from the third of the table I can see. The voice in the gob. Love it. Yeah, I know, that's what I should have introduced him as, Hayley, and some people would have known who he was just based on that. It's good to hear that you're well and truly on the mend as well. To be honest, I'm actually wondering about the feasibility of running to my car and grabbing my tripod and streaming this game on Facebook. It is 3, we are more than halfway through. It is 3-2 and this frame looks to be pretty well underway. But sometimes you do wonder, and hindsight's always a great thing after the fact. But I just want to put a question to those of you still watching. And for those of you who have actually been following this tournament with whatever updates have been posted about it, so that you know the progress of play, your biggest surprises in terms of players not qualifying, not doing very well, or players outdoing themselves. What are your biggest upsets or surprises, do you think? For those of you who are actually versed in what's been happening in this. Uncle Paul. Yeah, he's not. He's in a good place, to be honest. He's also in a good place to move that camera too. But I don't think he'll risk doing that. I think it's quite a delicate operation to have that camera moved anyway, so I'm picking that that's not going to be possible.
Dean's got to play the 4 ball at the moment, and there's 3 big ones right by it, and he's got to come right down the table for the black. Oh, what's he doing? Oh, no, he's snookered on, I think.
So just hearing, so I'm just hearing that Dean may possibly have snookered himself on the black here. I mean, obviously I can't see it, and neither can you. I'm just going off an eyewitness view.
Steve's got 7 balls left, and it looks like he's got to play the black off the bottom rail. He almost spotted the 11 on the left-hand corner.
Yeah, no, I did see that.
Oh, could you see that? But oh, he's missed to the black. Game over.
Okay, so fell on the black, so 3 frames apiece. Yeah, I've got to speak to Paul maybe ask if that's even possible. Paul Shivers I'm talking about. If there's any possibility at all that table can be rotated so the camera's facing the playing table.
Dean was a bit unlucky there. He came off the bottom rail to hit the black and missed it, and it didn't miss by much, and Steve still had 7 balls left on the table.
I was actually a bit surprised, to be fair, that he went for that ball. I thought he would have tried to roll it over the
Well,
hole.
he didn't mean to pot the 7 the shot before. I'm quite sure he double cursed it and it went in, and he had no choice. He had to play that one down the rail. And it wasn't very easy with 3 big ones sitting right in front of it. I still thought he would have got to hit the black at least.
Delano. Is that a new nickname for him, Julie? Obviously Houdini, for his ability to get out of tight scrapes. Here's something you like about that sign, Camellia. So looks like Paul's been asked to move, has he? Or stand up. I thought for a moment there that they were actually, Paul and Julie were moving to go and move the camera, but unfortunately not. See, my phone's fully charged. I might try and message Paul actually and ask him about that.
Yeah, Kelvin here. I was talking to Jojo earlier on, and she said Adam's finally had his operation and he's in recovery, and she was going up to see him about half an hour ago.
He dunged himself over the weekend, didn't he? He hurt himself at the Pockets after party, I heard.
Yeah, he'd have been drinking water though, for sure.
Yeah, of course. Nothing funny ever happens drinking alcohol. Did you not know that?
He showed me a photo on his cell phone, on his phone, and it was taken about 3 minutes after he did it, and he was white as a ghost, and you could and it showed his elbow, and yeah, it did not look good. But from what I can gather, it was dislocated as well. They put that back in. Now they've had to operate on the fractures. I think he has 3 fractures altogether, so he's going to have to give up alcohol and dancing.
Well, probably dancing.
Yeah, he's dancing. It happened on the dance floor.
Yeah, I heard about that. I'm just going to nip off and get myself a drink. Because unfortunately we don't have a hell of a lot to commentate on here. But
well, if you leave it on, I can look out the window every now and then and perhaps tell them what's going on when the frame finishes or something.
Yeah, I'll just mute my mic.
16 was a bit unlucky there. He had a pocket tied up, and he happened to go off, and the pocket's just been cleared, and I'd say this frame might be over very shortly. Yeah, Steve Denton got that one. I wasn't too sure what they were talking about before. I think that makes it 3-all, but I could be wrong. Won't be that long, and we've got another fairly large contingent coming down from the New Plymouth Club down to the Nationals early in October. Oh, someone put up it's 4-3 to Steve.
Three now. Someone said 4-3. Correct?
I thought it was 3-all, but
I see someone put course for them, Kirby or something.
Okay. Where did you get that from? Oh, was it Jane or Brent giving you updates, Julie? Because I know both of those players will be watching this intently. Dean, of course, has played quite a few pairs tournaments with Dean. I think they were representing the same club as well, so obviously they know each other well.
Dean's got 6 balls here, black, and Steve's on his last ball, but Dean's got a good opportunity of cleaning up here, even though he's got 6 balls. They're all out in the open.
And Kelvin's just telling me that, yeah, I mean, I stepped out of the room, Julie, so I missed a fair bit. But Kelvin was just telling me that Dean's got 6 balls in the black to go, but they're all relatively open. So you would expect Dean to clear this and make it 4 apiece. But of course, I mean, you never know.
It looks pretty good at this stage for him.
So I'm going off what Kelvin's telling me, because Kelvin's able to look straight down on the game because of where we're positioned. I can't see it from the seat where I'm sitting, but Kelvin's stood right next to the window that overlooks the playing arena, and he can look straight down on top of the table these two guys are playing on.
I did look, John, sorry, but there's too many wires would be in the way. Move the camera.
He's probably 4 and he's got pretty good position on his next one.
Yeah, so Paul was just telling me that there are too many wires in the way to move the cameras.
We would have been seeing, you would have been seeing wire in the middle of the camera shot.
Yeah.
More than you are now.
Unfortunately.
So I did go and have a look.
So we did actually try. Paul did have a good look at it to see if it was feasible, and unfortunately it is not.
John, he just put it, his 5th one and got the perfect position on his last ball, and then the black, he's perfect. He's put a 5 in a row.
So he's got 1 ball in the black to go. He's in good position on it.
And he played it perfect.
And by the sounds of it, he's pretty much bang on for the black. So gets us, and we go to bonus pole, which unfortunately we won't get to see much of.
Yeah, game over.
So 4 apiece then. So 9 frames we will have. And another frame we shall wait, but it all adds to the juiciness of the whole affair. When you've got games that go 9 frames and a race to 5, it's just adds that little bit extra. It also means that Phil has to wait a little longer to play one of these two, which can sometimes be a problem, especially when you've been playing really well and you've won a good semi-final against a very up for it Wayne Aitken, and now you're in a cool-down period where you're having to wait for the next game. Some people, if they're able to, will quickly jump onto a snooker table and just have a quick hit around in that meantime, if they know that they're going to be waiting a while, just to try and keep that arm fresh. But you would believe by this point in the day, and having made it to the final, that your arm and your brain are pretty much dialed in, so you don't really want to mess with something that's been working for you. I don't know whether that was an awe of frustration or an awe of
It was the last
lucky.
Ball. the last ball that was moving around the table was the one that went in.
Yeah, that was what I was about to say. I thought maybe he was like, oh, thankful that dropped. So, successful on the break is Dean, so he will have the chance to clear for the match here. And Steve hasn't risen from his seat, so he's still going, and by the looks of it he has established a set.
He's on the big ones, but I can't see a clearance. There's 4 of them that are reasonably easy and 2 that are by the black that are quite hard.
So apparently he's got his work cut out for a clearance here. 4 of them are quite difficult, and 1 near the black. So my pick is that can't see it, but well, he's actually missed one because Steve's to the table. But my pick would have been is that he had a ball that he could have used to develop some of them, but we'll never know. Just watching Jane and Brent there.
I see Phil sitting there watching intently.
Just over top left kind of your screen, is it? Just, yeah, you can barely see him. He's just moving around in one of those red chairs towards the top left of the screen. So he's obviously decided that he doesn't need any more table time. He's just gotten up now. He doesn't need any more table time. He just needs to wait for this match to be over, and then he can dial himself back in for the next game.
Yeah, well, Steve's on a clearance here.
So Steve's got a good chance at a clearance here by the sound of it.
He's got 3 balls left.
Oh, we've got the snooker extension coming out.
Yeah, it's a long reach, but it's an easy shot on the number 5 ball, and he should get on one of the other 2. Oh. I don't know whether that 4's on or not. He found it right by his 2 ball, and I don't know whether if the 4's on, it's all over. But I don't know whether it is. It's close.
So not sure if one of the only ball you can see is actually on, I've been told. So
No, he's playing the 2 for the far end and shorter. Oh, you've done that. Is that far from being perfect for the forward to the seat.
it's funny how this is a game of millimeters, isn't it? When it all comes down to it, you've got a 7 by 3.5 foot playing bed, and quite often you end up missing your position by 3 millimeters, which is what, 1/8 of an inch. Just saying before, I was just watching Brent and Jane sat next to each other. I'm just wondering if they've noticed that there's a camera basically looking straight at them. Wonder if that'll force them to behave themselves. Somehow I don't think Jane cares whether there's a camera on her or not. If she's going to do something funny or naughty, she'll do it anyway. Race to 10 final. Well, it could be good to commentate on, John, but because I need to get to Timaru at some point after this final is over, then it's not going to be great for me, is it? If it's a race to 10, I'll still be here at midnight.
Well, if you go to Timaru tonight.
Yeah. I think what they're going to do is, for the length of the race, is they're going to ask the players what they want, like they did with the women's final. I believe the Tatum and Temple were asked, do you want to play a race to 5 or a race to 6, and they decided on a race to 5. Yes, how silly of me, Julie. Yeah, I mean, it's looking more and more like the truth, isn't it, John? But it doesn't worry me as long as we see some good pole. There's one more match to go. If it's a really good game and I get hyped commentating it, I don't really care. And that's what I'm here for. To provide you guys and girls with the best possible experience that you can get. Of course, the players have their hand in that too, but it's always handy when you've got games streamed that you can watch it, listen to the commentary, enjoy it. But Dean using his snooker extension there, just on the very subject of people that have made this easier, are of course our sponsors. I'd be remiss if I weren't to speak about them. Here you go, just seeing them at the bottom of your screen, but also I shall read them out. Fast Auto Glass, Liquorland Wairaki Road, Bowie's Plumbing, Yanni Peterbread, Harcourt's Grenadier, Beckenham. For those of you who don't live in Christchurch, Beckenham is this rough area that we're in within Christchurch. Pete's Painting Services, so that's Peter Wilson, who's a member here and also does a lot of great things with the juniors, stumping up a fair bit of cash to go towards this. Christchurch Accountancy, so that's Keith Thorpe, he played in this event.
Straight poke on the black for Dean.
Oh, Dean's got one ball to play for the win, and apparently it's pretty much straight.
That's it.
And game over. So, well done Dean Garnett. He will move into the final against Phil Wilkinson, which will be no doubt underway very, very shortly. Here's another guy who's capable of naughty things. But yeah, just to go through the sponsors. On cue, of course, for these lovely tables and this lovely streaming setup. Big ups to Daryl and Sue Chambers for everything that they do within Q Sports and for Q Sports. Express Electric, Mag and Turbo, Express Towing, Angus Meats, Suck It Up, which are our biggest sponsor. That table that you can see on the far right of your screen, the streaming table, that is a Suck It Up sponsored table. As you can see all the billboards there. The tournament controller Tracy Andrew, her partner Glenn, is pretty good mates with a person who is in charge of that company. DJ Purdon Builders, which is have Dean and Phil played in a final before? I'm not too sure, John. But yeah, DJ Purdon Builders, that's Darren Purdon, who is a native of this city. Anderton Decorating, Asahi Beverages New Zealand. Asahi are the main liquor sponsor of the 2023 Rugby World Cup, which is of course held in Asahi's home country of Japan. Gaming machine distributors for the pokies that no doubt many of these players would have used. And of course this wonderful venue, the Cashmere Club, which has coming to an end of a double shift of pole. Had the ladies last week, and that was an amazing tournament. We got to see that streamed, and we get to see this one streamed, the Masters. And we're just about to into the final stretch of the Masters. We shall see Dean Garnett versus Phil Wilkinson in the final very shortly. And in that we'll see two players who both very much know how to play tactical pool. I mean, Dean Garnett in particular, a very, very cagey player, but anybody who's watched any of Phil Wilkinson will know that he can match that. You saw more of his attacking play in the semi-final that he just played, but that was partially because the frame was all open and he was able to use his potting ability to win that game, as well as perhaps a few good safety shots. But if the game does get really tight, Phil is excellent at playing tactical pole, so I wouldn't be surprised if a few of those frames turn out to be tactical battles. Steve unfortunately did not win. He went down 5-4 to Dean. Malcolm Ngatai, there you go. I knew that there was a name there somewhere. So thank you very much, Malcolm, and suck it up for helping us to run these two tournaments. And we will all be back here, well, many of us will be back here, I believe, in October for the Nationals, because the Nationals second week of October here at this very venue. So I'm already looking forward to that. I know it's 2.5 months away, but to see so many of these faces again and to actually play in that and commentate on that where necessary, it's great to have it back in Christchurch. I thought the Mount Maunganui RSA did a sterling job of hosting it last year, and that too with less than ideal time to prepare for that tournament. So Dean just checking his phone, no doubt, going through all the messages of support and congratulations that he'll just have received. He's sporting his Heafy Billiards shirt there. A few of these players affiliated in some way, shape or form to Heafy Billiards. As we see more people start to enter the arena. It's actually a wonderful place to play pool, that room that they're in there. You've got 12 tables in that room, and then you've got 10 in the other. There's another area with our 10 club tables. But found a very good way to purpose build this for a tournament. So you can sit anywhere in that middle space and watch pretty much any game you want to, really. So it's done an extremely good job of setting that up for the first time, and then following that mould the next tournament's held. Hope you guys don't mind me just sort of dribbling on at the moment. I'm just trying to make up some time before this game. Hopefully I'm actually adding something to this and not just talking out of my bum. Also, just whilst I'm noticing Naomi, one of our bar staff, just walking towards the middle of your screen there, those guys and girls behind the bar have done an amazing job of keeping the players hydrated for these past 2 weeks. It is
Dean and Phil.
It is quite a thankless task to serve alcohol and other beverages to thirsty pool players, but no doubt you are all very much appreciated for what you do, as are the restaurant staff for feeding such pool players. I've been told that the food here has definitely been up to expectations. I must admit I enjoyed my food just before. But yeah, no doubt those 2 services would have been very well used in these past couple of weeks.
Just down there having a chat with the major sponsor, John.
I'm just having a chat there with Suck It Up, were you? Malcolm.
Malcolm and Megan.
Malcolm and...
I was chatting with Malcolm, but
Oh yeah.
Malcolm and Megan are both down in the bar.
Oh, very good. Get to see the fruits of their labour. I actually talked to Malcolm very briefly on,
Friday.
I think it was last Friday. Yeah, it was after the final, I think, last Friday. I got to have a wee chat with him, and it seems like a really nice guy, to be honest. Obviously, he gets my thanks big time for what he's done for this.
We won't be far away.
We can make a poll, can't we?
We can do, John. Down here somewhere.
So, yeah. So, yeah, we're just putting a quick poll up here for who you think will win, and I mean obviously there's a second option, you can include a score if you wish. However, we have a game to commentate on. We have a game, so don't mind those scores, nothing's happened yet. Dean Garnett versus Phil Wilkinson, the final just about to get underway. Dean from the City Club in Palmerston North, and Phil Wilkinson, of course, from Tokoroa. Thank you very much, Peter. I do what I can. Yeah, yeah, that's a good point, Steph. I wonder if that should be included as part of the prize. But yeah, just seeing a number of you filling in that survey. And so far, Phil's got a resounding majority. And I've got, once again, Kelvin Dunlop sat next to me, and the mic is on. Kelvin, you're free to speak.
Thanks, John. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting final, isn't it?
Oh, no doubt. You've got 2 very different guys, but both with the ability to play each other's games if need be.
We've got the on-cue tables in our club. We've got 10 of them in our New Plymouth club, but these ones seem a bit easier on the centre pocket, so they must be cut differently or something. They seem a bit easier than these ones down here. But these ones, some of them seem a lot faster than our club, which is probably my fault because I do the grooming.
Oh, so you've just pointed the finger at yourself.
Yes.
Phil by 2. Okay, so... Oh, Wendy Cook, sorry. I just see your name and assume it's the actual person. Dean, because you've played him and you like how he played, John. That's fair enough. Obviously, if you get beaten by a guy and actually like the way he plays, then you want him to go far.
Yeah, I watched Dean play a lot over the years, but mainly in pairs. I haven't seen him, watched him a lot in singles, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's usually winning stuff with Brent Wells, isn't he?
That's right.
Pairs.
Yeah.
Now then, let's get it popping. This is the one you've all been waiting for. Oh dear, what a way to start. It's a bit like Steve Harmison bowling it wide to second slip in the 2005 Ashes. Sorry, 2006 Ashes. So Phil will immediately get the first crack at these. It was a fair break, by the way, that's why these balls haven't been re-racked. Trying to just control the breakout there. So this will be very much like a snooker frame, I'd imagine, how you've got the reds that don't move very much from where they are, and you try to just systematically pick them out. And immediately you can see the intent there from Phil, though, with the frame being tight. He wants to gain control as soon as possible. But Dean, no doubt, will have done this before. And I'll venture to say that was deliberate. You can do that in these rules. It is a combo. As long as you play your ball first, you can pot your opponent's ball. I mean, it looked like he did that on purpose, potting Phil's ball, but since he struck his ball first, it's just a combo. So he'll be looking to take the 11 as a free ball here, and I think for me he was looking to re-establish his hold over the pocket. And now that he's broken that pack up a little bit further, he takes away that deliberate combo option, because now the balls are more open. It's less likely that he won't finish if he's given a combo, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I think Dean will be just running for shelter unless it's onto the centre. No, I didn't think it was.
Yeah, he's just kind of put it in the way, hasn't he? And this could very well be on for a plant. But the thing with this is that it takes a bit of control away, because of course they're quite fickle beasts. That's a great shot though. Didn't play to pot it from the looks, just play to sit it there to make sure that the pocket was blocked, because there was a lane for the 14 before that. Central to this, I think. Wow, he's just interrupted me rudely there.
Yeah, well, he's got one pocket tied up. He'll probably go to tie. If he misses, he'll be tying the other corner up.
You reckon he'll be doing that now?
Well, he may with a 2.
Oh, he's got an angle here to split.
He may
the
just
six
put
up.
it over.
I
the
think
hole.
he'll do it now.
Do you?
I reckon he'll go for the split now, as long as he doesn't dig in too far.
Yeah.
He has to dig in anyway to get that swerve into the 8, but as long as he controls that, then he'll be fine.
I think he's overcutting it to put it over the hole. No, he went for the pot.
So maybe he's just going to break it out naturally. He
Well,
didn't want to take the risk.
If he hits that, is it the 11, that 6 is going to go for the far corner right, isn't it?
Oh, I see.
No, he's playing the 6 now.
Just a controlled breakout.
Yeah, well, those 3 are pretty ugly, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, they are, but
The far one may go
One
push
of
the
them
13 to the right.
I don't think the 9 goes. So he might try to tie the black up here. I think it'd be wise to Yeah, he hasn't hit it. See, that's why he swung again, because he wanted that to go forth into the black to tie it up. I mean, that was his one chance there to make the frame really awkward for Phil, and he's stuffed it. So odds are you would think Phil will look to finish this. You didn't need to take the 4 there, because that plant, whilst it wasn't dead on for the pocket, it was so close it was going anyway. And out nicely for the 6. That's pretty much spot on there. You know, he just needs a wee stun screw type shot now for the 8 in the same pocket. And it's as easy as that, isn't it?
Well, Dean didn't do a lot wrong apart from one miss to the centre.
Yeah, I mean,
And that's all it takes.
it didn't help, did it? But I think what he did wrong most is that he didn't tie the 8 up when he had the chance.
Yeah.
So that shot on to push the 13 onto the 8, he had to execute that and at least make it difficult for Phil. But everything was still open, and Phil could just shell peas and say thanks.
Yeah.
Te Pare Wilson looking in some support there for Phil. That's a perfect break. Look at the cue ball. He just stopped it dead in the middle of the table. It's what you dream about.
Yeah, got the 9 down. I think he'll definitely be going big ones, I would think.
Well, not necessarily.
No,
He's
well,
looking
he
at the
could.
7.
Yeah.
It's probably an easier ball first as the 7, because you've got to cut on the 15,
cut
which is
on the
quite
15
tight.
is quite tight, yeah.
And come back for the, well, I think it was the 6, which he is on now, and natural angle on this takes it into the 2 for a promotion. He doesn't need to really be anywhere in particular here. He just needs to move it, which he has done. Anywhere nearer that pocket was better, and where it is now is quite easily pottable, so he's got a choice as to when he decides to play that. So 5 now, if he can keep the cue ball on this side of the table that he's on now.
I think he'll go 2-5, but yeah.
By which I mean this side, the half of the table where the black spot is. So he probably didn't think he could, so that's why he's taken it now and left the angle to go towards the 3. Yeah, that also didn't surprise me that he's played for the 4 instead, because the 4 was the harder of the 2 balls to get on. And as long as he gets himself nice and straight on the 3, he just needs to roll it in. So he wants to be reasonably straight. That should be fine. And just pocket weight or just slightly harder. And yeah, once again, this is just looking too easy, isn't it? It just needs this for a quick 2-0 lead. Ooh, wiped its feet, but in she goes. So sublime pull at the minute from Phil. He's showed us how to play tactical, and now he's showed us that he can pot as well.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised they only got braced to 5. I thought it might have been 7, but yeah. With a final.
They probably let the players decide, to be fair.
Well, did you say earlier on that they did that with a woman?
Yeah, I think the woman got the choice as well.
Oh, yeah.
Which I like, actually. I like that the players choose what they're racing to. I mean, obviously 5's your minimum because you want a good game.
And I've been racing to 5, John, up until now, so...
Yeah, I mean, I think the first round of post-section was race to 5. So, I mean, you're used to that race being that speed, that distance. I mean, I personally love to see a race to 6, but if the players don't want it, then that's all good.
I prefer a race to 19. I'm a bloody slow starter.
Better break this time from Dean. More control, but by the looks of it, he's gone... Has he gone dry? No, he's switching to his playing cue. He must have got one. No, he switched to his playing cue because he won't be needing it. You did right, Jojo. You didn't even have to say anything. Many will regard Phil Wilkinson as the greatest of all time when it comes to New Zealand pool players. For good reason. It's a goat. It's a picture of a goat. Yeah, he's too old. You have to explain it to him. It's a picture of a goat. The acronym stands for greatest of all time.
Oh, I thought it meant for the joker she goes with it's in the hospital. I thought she was calling him a goat. And I'd have to agree with her on that.
That's a great pivot, actually. I love that. Yeah, no, Adam did himself a pretty silly injury over the weekend, but
I wish
that's then and this is now.
I wish him all the best, and he was probably damn lucky it wasn't his right arm.
Yeah, I mean, he still needs his left to play though, doesn't he?
Oh, no, he's good enough to play with one, as long as it's the right one.
Lovely roll there, but I would suspect he wasn't attempting to pot that ball. If this planter's on though, it could open up so much. It's 9 onto the 15. No. I think he was trying to stuff something up there, or at least he was trying to open them up. So all three balls are now on by the look of it. The 15, the 13 and the 9, but that's Phil at the table. And I see that the poll has been completed, and with 27 votes out of a possible 32, Phil Wilkinson is your favourite to win. And definitely on the scoreline and the way he's been playing, it's certainly fitted that. I haven't really seen Dean get into any sort of flow whatsoever in this game. He hasn't been allowed to, really. And whilst he's sat in his seat, he won't get a chance to. And I see that Nicole's actually refereeing this game as well. Just a quick shout out to our referees, of course, doing a magnificent job in their own time. Nicole Wright, your chief referee for this game. Barry Appleton, the head referee, but by the look of it, ceding the control of this game to Nicole. That's not an overall bad miss at all.
No, certainly look.
I mean, even if he misses a ball, at least he's sitting it over a hole, or he's doing something with it. And Dean, unfortunately, the shots that he has had, he hasn't done much with them. I think he was going for the double there, and in the hope that he would at least cover that 7, but it does appear that the 7 will go past the 15 there. It's certainly on that angle it looks like there's a half a pocket there for it.
At the end of the frame, John hit that. Yeah, he should have enough time to play.
Well, he's just got to push that 2 down now and cover those 3 balls in the corner.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what he'll be doing. He's not. Okay.
Going to go for it.
Fancies him.
Not happy with the position. Yeah, well,
that needs to go.
Yeah, not bad.
I needed more legs.
Yeah,
he's a good cutter though. That's the thing. He'll back himself to pot this because he's a good cutter down the rail. How's the legs? You need more. It slowed up that, didn't it?
Seemed to, yeah.
It's like it hit a patch of chewing gum and just stopped.
What do you do there? Take your 14 across and try and sit on the 9 or something? Leave that 2, try and leave the 2 safe if you miss.
Yeah,
No,
I mean,
he's
that's,
going for the 9.
he's going to
play
try and
the
do the
9
same
out.
on the 9 here.
Mm.
Yeah, well done. Made sure he left nothing at all, because he could have left him slightly to the right of where he did and left Phil a chance to actually promote that too somewhere good. But instead Phil's going to have to play away from a pocket here, or away from where he could leave the ball over the pocket. Now, does that plant go 15 on to the 9 here? He's left the 13 on by the look of it. Certainly appears that it will go. I don't think the plant does, and that's probably what he's trying to redress now. He won't be happy at the fact.
No,
he'll be happy at the fact that he's left him stuck on the 2, but
Yeah,
not that
he's
not
made
given
those other
himself
two
a
pretty
shot.
ugly, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit unlucky there, I feel.
Is there anything that Phil doesn't bet on, Sticky? To be fair. Oh, great leave. Just pile the misery on.
Well, he's only got to think about his white ball here, doesn't he? Forget
The
about...
head ref, as in he's the most experienced ref, Brenton Shah. Well, that's better. They're now more on, but they're not on towards the bottom right corner pocket, which I'm pretty sure Phil will play on here. I keep trying to move this out so it's more accessible to a pocket, and he's left a wee chance here though for Dean. He's got to play either into a finicky middle pocket or he's got to play long, and I'm guessing he'll play into the middle here.
No.
But no, he's taken the second option. Ballsy. Is it going to work? He got the pot. He's not entirely lucky with where he's left though.
That's it, like...
You could do that, Calvin. He could put 12 into the
I hate
middle.
those shots to the centre, but he
I
may
might-
take it on.
I'm actually quite good at those.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I'm not playing the shots.
He's
so-
not going to, but I mean... Yeah.
Yeah, they look horrible for a lot of people because it looks like a horrible angle. That's a great little pivot though. He's given himself options here. He's got the 14 and the 15. Either of those two quite nice for him, whichever way he wants to play them. Could be the 14 for the 12 potentially, but
No, you'll go...
The
You'll play for the
15.
9 next, surely.
yeah, 15 maybe for the 9. You could have a point there.
Oh, no, he didn't.
Better shot on the 14 here though, because he had a bit
Yeah.
more of a cut on it. So now he's straighter, he's got more leeway to work for either of his other two balls. Like the 9 in particular is a lot easier to get on to from here. But he's queuing up for the 12 next, okay. So he obviously fancies the 12 after this and then screw back for the 9, that's where I'm thinking he's going. Yeah, it's a good angle. He's straight or just off, so all he needs to do is cue it nice and make sure he gets a little bit of draw on it. Oh dear. Squeezed at it. He kind of stabbed it a little bit too. He put a trace of side on the ball, and when you don't cue it through it properly, then that side really does take off. It's not a smooth side transfer.
Well, you've got to concentrate on the pot here. He should be able to go up and down and get on the black. Oh, he didn't play it
need
with
to.
weight. Yeah.
Didn't need to.
Yeah, I thought he might have gone up and
Pretty
down.
good. He's generally pretty good at these half ball
Yeah,
shots. Not this time though. He's missed it.
Yeah, I thought he might have taken it on up the table and back down. He could have got a lot better position on it, I felt, but anyway.
Yeah, well,
If Dean gets
it's generally his strength, isn't it? You
If
don't
he-
always pot them.
if he gets this back double, it'll be an interesting frame.
Definitely. Got to get it first. And he
Ooh.
hasn't. It's hit both jaws and spat out.
Oh, he's a bit unlucky there.
And not even waiting for the
No.
executioner's verdict.
Yeah, and he didn't get on the 9 anyway, but yeah, it was all he had.
So 3-0. Phil Wilkinson.
It doesn't matter how hard the job is, we suck it up and get it done. No matter how dirty our hands have to get, we suck it up and get it done. Suck it up, suck it up, suck it up. Oh, for suck's sake, suck it up, suck it up, suck it up. Oh, for suck's sake, suck it up.
Suck it up and get it done with suckitup.co.nz.
I played that one for the centre for that 9 in that last frame.
Okay. Here's a different break. Instead of kind of stunning it into the middle of the table, he follows through the pack. Ball off the break, not as nice as he was the first time around, but I do believe he's got at least a shot here. 11 maybe, through that gap of balls. Yeah, looks like the 11 to try and establish himself on the overs here. You thinking he'll play the 14 now?
I think he might do.
Question asked and answered. 13's still on here. He's scratching his head because of the fact that he's pushed the black onto the rail, but I don't think that will worry him too much. I mean, obviously he's got 4 balls to pot before he gets onto it, but generally he's very good at working these. So he's
I think
on-
he'll go 10, 9, 13, won't he?
He's even looking
No?
at the 12, but
Yeah,
no, he
te-
switched back to the 10.
Yeah, I'd be taking 10, 9, 13, 12 black.
You see how he cheated the pocket there? Ball was pretty much over the hole, so he was able to cheat the pocket to get the screw back for that position on the 9, otherwise he would have been the other side of it. Maybe there's a chance he could promote it, but he's going to have to play through the 1 to do that. I don't think he'll do that. I think he'll just leave the black where it is.
Don't know whether he's got a choice. Oh, yeah.
Maybe he's forgotten that there's a ball left on the table,
Yeah, makes you wonder.
or he knew about it, but he just didn't get pos on it. No, he didn't get enough side. Tried to.
I wonder if he didn't realise he had that there until after he'd played his shot on
Yeah,
the
I mean,
13.
he was perfect on the 8, wasn't he? It's almost like you forget that there's a ball to pot. But you wouldn't have thought so, but I've seen stranger things happen. This is a big, big chance for Dean, though. He needed this so badly. He was staring at 4-0 right down the throat.
Yeah, well, I'd say you'd be taking that 6 to get on the 4 back to the centre. But I'm wrong again.
Yeah, well, sometimes
I
it
think
do
I
be
might-
like that.
I think I might leave it all up to you, John. My guesswork's not as good as yours.
Well, mine's not so much guesswork, it's more through
Oh, is it?
having watched a lot
Mine's-
of poll. But I mean, you're generally doing pretty good, though. I mean, you're coming up with legit shots. It's just that the players are seeing it differently.
Yeah.
All 3 of these are on, but I mean, the thing is for Dean is that which is the best of those 3 to get onto the black. He's looking at the 6 and now to the 2. I'm actually guessing the 4 will be his last ball.
Well, you're wrong again. He's taking the 2.
Yeah, well, I said that, though.
I thought
said
you
he was
said 6 on the
moving
2.
from the 6 to the 2.
He's not sure what to do.
Yeah, I mean, it's an embarrassment of choices, this, isn't it?
Mm.
Sometimes it's better off when you're just on one ball, because you don't actually have to choose what to take.
I feel in this game, choice of balls can be critical, can't it, at times? So
Always critical.
I watched some of the shots over this week and I thought, what the hell are they doing? You know, got a combo, they got a ball over the hole, black's on the spot, and they play the ball to try and get back down the table to, why the hell didn't they put the black onto the one they had over the hole?
Yeah, it's
With a
almost like
combo.
you forget you can do that.
Oh. Yeah, it's quite frustrating watching some players.
Okay, so he's got to this point. No doubt Nicole probably would have given him a shove to hurry up. So he could play off the side rail here, screw it into that right rail and come back out. But no, he's going to chance it and go long. Just make sure that he pots that ball and take what you get on the black. Maybe it just so happens that he wasn't confident playing it, but he just wants to get a frame on the board here. It doesn't matter how. Oh, what a drill!
Yeah,
It's
well
a brilliant shot.
I still think earlier on though that Phil thought 13 was his last ball before the black.
It does.
To snooker himself like he did when he had
Because-
more options.
Beggars belief, doesn't it?
Yeah, it
that
was.
was what happened. I mean, I've seen some strange stuff, so wouldn't discount it completely.
What was it, the 12 ball? He had a shot there where he could actually move some of those around and get on it off the 13, but he didn't. He played it for the black, I felt. Anyway.
Well, that's consigned to the history bin.
Yeah.
This, however, is the now. Dean has a frame, so he'll be feeling just that little bit better about himself. There's that safety type break again. He's actually very good at those. Some people think that they're a tactic for negative play, and to an extent they are, but if it works, it works. And to slow a guy like Phil Wilkinson down when he's running riot to an extent might not be a bad option. Never mind, of course, that's a good ball to get onto a set from. Never mind, of course, that Phil is well versed in that art himself.
I said to him one time there was an easy shot he had on a small one, and I thought, well, he'll never miss this, and he missed it and left it over the hole. And I said to him afterwards, when the games had finished, I thought you were going to pot that 4 and go for it. And he said, no, I didn't want the little ones, I wanted the big one, so I put it over the hole so he could pot it.
So baited his opponent.
I thought I'd never thought of that. Oh, this was quite a few years ago now, but I thought, bloody hell, that's a cunning move. If you want the big ones, put a little one over the hole if you haven't got much on, so they'll take it.
Behind the toe. Didn't want it though. Unlucky. Trying to stuff that over the hole and say, stuff you, Phil, but unfortunately it's still his shot. Just like in golf, when you don't drive far enough. Back she goes, not into the 10. If he's still on the 12, he can try and stick the 12 over the bin here, which I think is what he's playing for. Put a wee swerve on it though. Well, I think that it was a foul either way, that wasn't it? I don't believe he actually hit a ball of his own. He was playing a legit shot though, so it's just a combo. But I think he was trying to swerve into the 12.
Well, I'm trying to work out what Phil's going to do here. It's be interesting to see what he does do. Going to pop the whatever it is with the 4.
4 onto the 12. It's quite a lot of people would say no to this.
Well, he'll
if
probably
you're good at plants, why not?
he's going to leave the 4 there to cover. No, he didn't.
No, he just wanted it out of the way. Some players absolutely hate those shots, but
I
if
think
you're good enough at them, why not?
he seemed to follow through. I thought he was trying to get that 4 over the hole and just leave it there and then perhaps touch the others. But he might as well take it now. It's not doing anything.
Yeah, that's what I mean, Samara, but he was trying to swerve around the 10 to hit the 12. Instead, he didn't swerve enough. What I was saying, though, was that he was attempting to play a legit shot, so it's just a combo. I don't know, I don't think he tried to pot that one, you know. He was aiming for a big fat bit of the jaw. Wanted to stick it there to give himself some more leverage in the frame. Do see that your sister's here as well, Samara, with Jason. Jason made it all the way to the quarterfinals. Speaking of City Club, Dean, your time, chance, point to shine. I can only guess he's playing more for the cue ball than anything. He's actually stuck the 11 nicely though. Yeah, I think that little hit on the table from Phil was his way of saying good shot. No, I don't think he did, Camellia. I didn't see it move unless my eyes are gone, which would be a fine thing since I'm trying to watch. But no, I'm pretty sure he tried to swerve around the ball and he just didn't swerve enough. Didn't even hit the 10. And Phil there I believe trying to cover the 15 with that. I don't think there was no value in sticking that in that big pack there. The value was in making that 15 unavailable, which he's failed to do, so for once his attempted safety shot doesn't work. And double straight in.
Oh, he's got to get that 10 out of there now.
Well, he might play a plant here
No,
if he wants to, or he can just leave it and use the 11 over the hole as your backup.
He's got to bring the 10 and the black out, or whatever it is. Get both of them out, and Phil's still got a cluster of 4 there.
I'm a bit surprised Okay. I'm a little bit surprised he didn't try to use the 10 to bring the 8 out. But again, if it doesn't work, I mean, you're kind of giving your opponent a chance, aren't you? And that's not really the way that Dean plays, is it? He tries to shut everything down.
Well, he's got to play this one. If he's too light, he's snooker behind the one. If he goes too heavy, he's got a hard shot.
Yeah, I mean,
he's got to get the weight right on this.
Yeah, he's banking on this 8 being on, isn't he? Which it obviously is. For the middle, by the look of it, the middle to the right.
Well, I'm sure he'd rather play it to the middle than have to play a double.
This is where you'd rather be overhitting it, though, because at least you've got a double. That looks pretty much fine, so switch over here. That 8 is in front of the 3 with regards to the cue ball, so he should be fine as far as legality goes. Oh, he had to play the double. The white got in the way. It wasn't on for the straight shot. He had to play it.
I'm surprised he never brought that black out earlier when he played that 10. He played it straight to the centre. I thought he would have just nicked it and forgot about the 10. It didn't matter where the 10 went as long as he got the 10 and the black out.
But you look at why he hasn't, though. I
Yeah,
mean,
well, he wouldn't have upset those balls at all by bringing
he
that.
probably would have, you know. But
Yeah,
you know
think so?
why
Yeah.
he hasn't? Because they're all still tied up. I I mean, Phil's just played a great shot to get them all on though, so that could be very much a moot point. I mean, yeah, I mean the 3 was on, yes, and he potted a good ball with the 3, but you could see the thought process. Try to leave those there if you can, and if you miss, you make it as hard as possible. Well, it doesn't look like it's going to work, does it?
Yeah.
Yeah, make sure of your pos. Big area of the table to land in there when you screw back. And again here, I mean, you've got a massive swath of table. That's perfect though. And again, shelling peas.
It doesn't matter how hard the job is, we suck it up and get it done. No matter how dirty our hands have to get, we suck it up and get it done. Suck it up, suck it up, suck it up. Out for suck's sake, suck it up, suck it up, suck it up. Out for suck's sake, suck it up.
Suck it up and get it done with suckitup.co.nz.
Well, I work in the waste industry. Oh, it just fell. The 6 I'm talking about. Yeah, I work in the waste industry myself.
Oh.
We don't work with Suck It Up. They're not one of our clients or customers, but I do know that they are well known and respected in the industry.
Yeah.
Definitely Malcolm's done a really good job on the business.
What's he got here? 3 on the 7.
Could do. Could leave it.
Oh no.
He has already established a set, so it doesn't worry. It's not so bad in terms of he has to pot the ball.
Yeah, I'm surprised he took that one on.
Well, I'm not, to be fair, because he wanted to stay there for the 1. You stay there for the 1, pot the 1, get back down the other end of the table, and you're on the dance floor.
Yeah, I'd say that if he plays it right, that 4 might be short-lived over the centre pocket.
True that. He didn't want
Ooh.
that. He didn't want it. Well, he's scratching his head like
Yeah,
he's not happy,
cool.
but
He
he didn't
wanted
want
it,
it.
right.
Look at where the cue ball is. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
I think
ugly.
I think he played it to move that 4 down by the 12 or whatever it is on the rail.
Oh, you mean the 15? He was going to
15 onto the 4 and try and stuff the 4 up.
Oh, okay. Fair call. Thinks of the table double. Jeez, he's not made that easy for himself there.
Oh, it's not bad. He'll play that one onto the
Yeah.
other one, but yeah. I'm
But,
quite
I mean,
sure he wants to play that one on the rail onto the 4 at some stage.
But what I mean is that Phil could have made that one easier for himself.
Hmm.
You wouldn't expect him to be punished harshly for that, though, unless Dean can.
Oh, he may use.
He's going to play it now on the 13.
Yeah, use the
Yeah.
13 to play that 4 down onto the rail or behind the 12 or something. Oh, I thought he might have pushed it a bit further.
Yeah, I mean, it's 2 balls at a start here, 12 and the 4. I mean, you're at the table, so you control it, don't you?
Mm.
Yeah, I'll have to see what we've got in the works there, Stefan. Look at all that side. He's trying to widen the angle there. I suspect, though, he's got more side than speed and wanted to be a little bit further to the right, perhaps. Unless he can stuff these 2 balls up. Well, he tried to. He tried to put a spanner and put the 9 between the 3 and the 7, but he's mucked it up.
What's that one, the 4?
2.
2. Yeah, really, he's just got to get onto that 2, which he's done perfectly.
Yeah, lovely. Doubles on the 1 here. It does look like it passes the 4. I'm just looking at potential shots that he's got. He's not going. Well, he's going back to it, so we're at least having a good look around. He's got several opportunities to get onto this 1 from here, and the 3 was one of them, but now he's got the 2 and the 4, and if he's got an angle on the 4, he might just pop this in and come back towards
Back the other way.
yeah, back towards the other side of the table, so that he's nicely on the 1 as he is there.
Plus he's got the little bit of angle for the last ball for the 2.
And he just needs to be careful that he doesn't get stuck behind the 8. He missed it. Yeah, he's probably thinking about the 8 too, you know. If he's not left Dean on the 9 here, though, then it's not altogether bad. If he is on the 9, there is a chance here. I suspect even that would have played into his mind when he played the shot, is where am I going to leave this cue ball if I miss it?
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. It's still on. It's still there. It's getting harder, but he's still in the hunt. He's got to get this and get a shot on the 11 here. If he gets his 12 and gets on the 9, or if he gets the 9 and then back onto the 12 or the 11, then look out. Oh, here we go. Is it back on the 11?
It's perfect.
Is this going to sit nice? You know what? That's pretty good.
Those 2 balls will be out of the road any second.
Don't hit it too hard. He doesn't need to overhit this. He just needs to put it in. Yeah, well done. Cue ball's okay. He's going to back himself long again here. Had it before.
If he follows through a bit, Phil may not be able to see the edge of the 1, and therefore it won't be that plant. I don't think it's on. Well, it could be.
It can
but
be made on.
It might be ugly though. Depends on the shot.
As all things do. No good. And he's left it near the rail. That could be curtains.
Like I said, that plant's ugly. He's got to do it that way, like he's lining up, and the 2 could go anywhere.
You know, I think he's still playing for the cut plant, but I just wonder if anything will tell him not to play it and to play for the safety.
No,
he's
well,
4-1 up though.
He was always going to have safety.
He's 4-1 up. He's left the 2 ugly, but you look at where the 12 is. There's no harm. He's got pretty much a free shot at this, as long as he doesn't.
I think he'll just double it to the top of the. Well, looking at it from here, the top left.
Oh yeah, just for the weight, just to make sure it. Oh, he's mucked it up horribly. How has he missed it by that much?
Yeah, good question.
You see the little smile as he walks away. Even he can't believe it.
Funny how the game turns around now. Now Dean's in the box seat. He's just got to put it over a hole somewhere.
That's the thing, though. He's got to put it near a hole. This is the big one.
He'll double it back to where he is standing, I would think.
No, I think he's going towards
just
the middle.
Gently.
That needs to get up, though.
Oh, I don't know whether that was the right shot.
Poor effort. It was the right shot. He just played it wrong. He needed to get it somewhere near the middle so that Phil couldn't hide. I mean, the black could be a problem for Phil here because it takes away a lot of places he can leave the cue ball. Because obviously if he leaves it where he is now, then it's a snooker, and there's a big slice of the table off to the bottom right where he can't leave a cue ball for a fear of a snooker.
Oh, double kiss.
That's not
I wonder if he
bad,
played
but
for the
at
double
the same
cash.
time, if Dean gets his weight right here, then I mean, obviously, if he pots a ball, then good E. But if he gets his weight right, then the pressure's on Phil with the obvious pocket to the 8 being covered. Big ball, no, and one would even suggest he's left Phil an angle here. If this is dead straight, then he'll just give it heaps and heaps. He'll just kick it right in the guts. Oh dear.
Oh,
dear.
and hit the knuckle. It could have been safe if he hadn't hit that knuckle.
He tried to follow through, did he? He looked like he tried to follow through on that, which, I mean, so many people would have looked at that and thought, why would you not screw it back? But then again, he's there and I'm here.
Well, what cost Phil the frame there was he's doubled to the far corner and putting it about 1.5 meters away on the rail.
Well, he hasn't lost this yet, you know. Phil Dean needs to put the finishing touches on.
It shouldn't be a problem.
Yes, indeed, he does.
Yeah, that double of Phil's, I can't believe how much he missed it by, unless he miscued. That's the only...
He just fluffed his lines, I think. I think he was thinking more of the weight than the direction. He wanted to get the weight right so it was near the hole, and he just got his direction all wrong. It's the only way that I could see him losing that frame from there is exactly what he did. Well, that and snooker and Dean on his ball, which was never going to happen. But the upshot is that Dean is still in the game. 4-2, so just 3 to win for one, 1 to win for the other. Dean will be thinking he's got massively out of prison there. He should be consigned to the oubliette after that, but he's still kicking. And what's more, he will have the break, and I'll bet you anything he'll put a bit more power into this. Yep.
Got the 9 in the centre.
Unders are actually looking good here. There's a number of nasty looking overs, and he's got a good starter on the 2 here, so you take unders and make hay here.
Yeah, I'd say you go 2-3, possibly 5-4.
Yeah, I'm picking he'll go 3 after the 2. I mean, you just what he plays after the 3, I suppose. It depends on the angle he's left himself. It looks pretty much straight, so he's kind of cut off his options by not leaving.
Well, if he plays it gently, he's always going to be on the 1 anyway, probably.
Yeah, this is true. Oh, he did have more angle than I thought, so he's gotten himself nice and close to the 1 if he wants it. But the issue, of course, is with the 11 and the 15 being so close, is it too much of a risk to play this? But it looks like the risk is enough.
He's not going to pot it, I don't think. Yeah. No, I didn't think he was.
Didn't necessarily need to play to block the whole pocket, because the 11 and the 15 don't plant.
Well, I think he may be able to make it, though. He's certainly looking at it.
He's going to probably look at this and see if he can leave the cue ball safe back.
Well,
if there's anywhere he can leave it safe back, if he plays that
he'll be
plant.
potting the 14 and then looking at his options, I would think. He's actually looking for that plant up there.
No, I don't think he's going to plant it. He's just going to move it. Because he knows that either of those 2 balls, if he leaves them roughly there, will go inside the 1.
He's heading for shelter, isn't he? If he's going to play
He's
that
going
one.
to try. Oh, he was thinking about stuffing the 6 and the 7 up maybe as well. But you see what he's done there, though, is he's actually given himself 2 bites at that pocket.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
obviously Dean has to.
Dean Potts is at 7 there, is it? Was he going through the cut on the 4? No, 7.
Drilled it. Beautiful pos on the 6 as well. If anything, he's a hair too far, but
I was a bit surprised at that shot at Phil's. He had several other options that I thought he may have taken before the shot he played.
he's playing on the fact that he's 4-2 ahead, Kelvin,
Yeah,
and also the fact that he's now made both of those balls available.
Well,
So
I think he was trying to run further down the table than what he did.
he wanted to be on
Is the
5
one on?
there.
I don't think that one's on, is it?
I think he wanted to be. No, he wanted to be on the 1. Sorry,
He can do the
he's
one
not.
off. He can do the one off the rail, though, can't he? Well, that's what he's doing. One off the rail.
Just going to make sure that that pocket's blocked. Yeah, there you go. He's going to ensure that he's got blockage there because he's negated what Phil did the previous
Yeah.
shot. See, what Phil did the previous shot there, he gave himself a chance at the 11 and the 15, but now he's not, and he's had that avenue taken off him. Stuff the black up, yeah. Typical. Not exactly uncalled for either in this situation, so there's always a good way to slow someone down, isn't it? Especially if the other 3 balls are open like this. Dean's going to try and split this, I reckon. Or not. Maybe it's still on in the bottom right pocket. Which, if it is, then he doesn't need to move it. He can just make sure he sits nicely on either of these 2 balls for it. But I'm picking this will go top corner. No, he's going to try and cut it in the middle and come back. He hasn't hit it. He hasn't hit it.
Well, I don't know that he didn't want a bit of angle. I think he might have. I reckon if he cuts that 5 in, he'll move the black or go close to it. It's that fine.
No.
Be an interesting shot anyway, whichever he does.
I think he's either going to hit the 15 or just miss it. If he just misses it, then that line that he just drew with his cue is a possibility.
It's got to be pretty fine.
Does he get the luck?
He's got it. He can pay
He's
to
on
the
it.
far left. Yeah.
He's on it. It's not easy, but it's there.
Always an advantage if you can see them.
Yeah, I found that too. Yeah, referee will be all over this, but it shouldn't be any issue with legality of shot. Just needs to make it.
No.
No, he's not.
Yeah, but he hadn't left it too bad.
Yeah, that's why he played it that way, but I mean, that's always a backup,
Right,
isn't
Phil. You got one shot there, left centre. Get that and you could clean it.
it? Could take the 12 to the top corner where the black is, but
Oh,
I don't think he
yeah.
will. Just take it easy. Just trust your potting ability.
He's got it.
Yeah, just trust yourself.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well played.
you've still got so much on here to clear for. Looking at the 15 now.
Yeah, but he'll take the 14, I would
yeah.
think.
Well, he's even looking at the 13, but maybe that's just to work out where he wants to get to from the 13.
I still think he'll take the 14 and suck it back and put himself in the middle of all 4 of them. About like that.
This is for the 11 here. So he's left himself on the 11, which out of the 11 and the 15 was the better ball to be on because it's the harder ball of the 2. And then you can naturally come off the rail and be on the 15. or even if you overrun it, you're on the 12 or the 13. Just needs to make sure he pots. It's sometimes not easy with the jigger. Oh, he snatched at it. Hello, hello.
It's not over yet.
Oh, a couple of times he's been right near the line and he's stumbled. Will he have to wait another frame? Yes, he will. Dean Garnett with the long black to finish.
I still think Phil had to take that 11. It was rather than the 15. It was the one to take.
Yeah, it's just a bad shot.
Yeah.
I don't blame him at all. He just didn't play a very good shot.
He played the 14 well to shuck back to get into the middle of those four, and
I'm just wondering what the players were saying to each other there. It's like maybe Dean was saying, "Oh, thanks, pal," or maybe, "I can't believe you missed that. You normally nails on those." But
I'll shout your jug later.
yeah, that one too.
Pit stop, so
He plays.
Doesn't matter how hard the job is, we suck it up and get it done. No matter how dirty our hands have to get, we suck it up and get it done. Suck it up, suck it up, suck it up. Out for suck's sake, suck it up, suck it up, suck it up. Out for suck's sake, suck it up.
Suck it up and get it done with suckitup.co.nz.
mic's on.
Righty-ho, so both players have taken the opportunity to hash out how they really feel about each other off camera. Either that or they've just gone to the toilet. Doesn't seem like I'm going to be in Timaru anytime soon though. Not that I mind you. I mean, this game by rights should have been over sooner, but by the fact that Phil has repeatedly been unable to finish it, it is not. But this does make for a better final, in my opinion, when the players are that close to each other. There's just a frame in it now.
Where do you have to go? Down to Timaru.
Yeah,
How long does that take?
just over 2 hours, but it'll be longer than that because I have to drive from here to Island first, which is almost exactly in the other bloody direction.
Oh,
Yeah, it's about 2 hours from here.
From here it's about 2 hours.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough of my whinging.
I drove back on Monday from Timaru
oh, did you?
to do the stream.
Yeah, I can remember going to the Timaru Town and Country Club about 45 years ago when I was playing indoor bowls. Yeah, quite enjoyed it there.
Yeah, well, of course I do thank you for your service to this, Paul. It would be remiss for me to forget to mention the work that he's done in controlling the stream for these 2 weeks. Speaking of,
Oh, Phil.
oh dear, he's done it again. It's starting to become a habit, isn't it? It's one of those things that you find it difficult to shake when you you're in a winning position and you throw it away repeatedly. Who doesn't love it? I mean, I certainly do. Stiggy, have you heard me commentate on Hill games?
I've heard many of the commentary, John.
Yeah, I mean, Paul's been sat right next to me for most of them too, when I've been ranting and raving and yee-hawing when it's a Hill game. Case in point was the South Islands this year. Angle maybe for the split.
Yeah, look, as soon as he played that, I thought, yeah, it could be the ideal shot, couldn't it? Perfect position off if he hits that bottom rail before it.
Ideally,
Gets past the 6.
yeah, exactly. If he misses the 6 and hits the rail and into the 15,
Oh,
he's a bit stiff. He didn't go wide enough. Into the 15, it would have pushed the 14 closer to the pocket and hopefully left himself on a shot on either that or the 15. Not surprised that he's gone to clam up there, because he's obviously mucked his chance up in the finish.
it's a free ball, but it's pretty ugly, isn't it?
Nah,
Is it not a free
not
ball?
on the 7
Oh,
or the 4.
isn't it?
You can't be snookered by your own ball.
No, I
remember?
realise that.
Phil did a good job there. He's actually just, all he's done is just push that ball to where it's more on. Can you mute my mic quickly?
Mike's back on.
Right, so
You got a full free ball this time? Oh, it didn't.
almost definitely.
Oh,
You are correct this time. Yeah, have it again. It's ugly, I don't want to touch it. You mess it. You muck up these balls. And just left them on the 6 there. I'll just show that for you. The 6 is the only ball out of those that's on, so it was a good little shot there from Dean. He still hasn't left a plant on, but the main point here is the fact that there's a good possibility that he'll get a snooker back here. So if Phil plays the 6 about half ball and leaves the cue ball somewhere near the rail on the left,
well,
as
he's
you
playing
said.
the 1, isn't he? Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it doesn't matter that he's leaving a free ball. It's all about the fact that Dean can't do much with it. He's just using the opportunity to promote his own balls here.
What do you do there? I think I'd take the 5 as a free ball and come off the left rail. No, he's might be going to pop that one and try and get on them.
Yeah, I mean, that's my thought. Pot that. Oh, is he going to get a touch? Is he going to get a touch? Yeah, not a big enough touch though. Look at the laugh. Look at that wee smile on his face. He knew it too. He knew it was a chance. He's just going to move this 14 so that it's more on now. Oh, he hasn't glued. He's glued to it.
Giving him a free ball.
He didn't want to glue himself to it. He
No.
just wanted to leave the 6 on.
What's it now? Another play again?
Yeah, I'd imagine so. But this is one of those situations where I believe both players would play much the same shot. So he's got to be careful that he doesn't still snooker behind the 14. And he's also got to be careful that he doesn't going off here. Ooh, look out! It's combo ball.
Couldn't he have gone back the other way?
Patience, dear boy. He could have, but he wanted to give Phil a look at another ball to give himself maybe a different free ball or a different ball to play. He was trying to change the complexion of the shot that he was going to get. So the shot he was going to get after Phil played. Which is fair enough, but gee, you've got your control. You've just got to make sure that you nail it. I wonder if Phil even knows he's got a combo. He's just stuck it in the D.
You just realised.
Yeah, I think he's just realised now that he's got a combo. So, of course, he made Dean play again, and a foul after a play again is a combo. So, I mean, you did right to be playing this shot. Yeah, I mean, good point there, Brent and Shah. I mean, everybody, all those people who have just put so much time and effort into this is amazing. You guys are absolute superstars. Let it be known. He's got the first one, and you see how the 15 and the 14 are still tied up, so he's got a bit of time here, but as the song goes, it's now or never. He keeps kind of going between two balls here. So maybe the 3 now, assuming the 6 is not on, the 3... I'll just leave it on this view just to show the depth of what he's playing.
Yeah, I had a feeling on that last one he might have run down to the 2.
Yeah, I would have thought that's the only reason you take that ball.
He's obviously got it all planned in his head.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously a much better player than we are. I mean, he's got the angle here by the look of it to just simply run down for the 2.
Yeah.
Oh, did he get a cramp or something in his leg there? Ooh, I think he thought he'd missed that, you know. It's just the way that he reacted when he hit it. It was almost like he thought he was going to miss. And he was almost relieved that it went in. It could go top rail, right rail and back out here, or he could just play off 1. So Phil generally likes to keep it simple, so I'm not surprised he's played off 1. Looks like he just needs a little stun here, or just a touch of follow, and he should be on for the black in the middle. Oh, he's going to try and put it back in the same hole. This is really ballsy, but this is to win the final.
Yeah, if he misses this, the only danger is going off at the top if he's too heavy, but it's going to be safe if he does miss.
Alright, let's find out. This for the title.
No one off.
Oh, and off in the middle, it stopped short. Phil Wilkinson, well done, son. 5-3 winner over Dean Garnett. And here's your 2023 CNZ National Masters champion. So the next stream for this particular event, the next event to be streamed, should I say, will be the Papua Nui Masters, which I'm not too sure when it... Second weekend in August, so it's the one after the Alan Cowan. So unfortunately the Alan Cowan will not be live streamed on this platform, but the Papanui Masters most certainly will be, so put it in your calendars. 3 weeks from now, to see Nicole getting pats on the back from everyone, including Ronnie, who is apparently the head referee. But yeah, she did a magnificent job of that, as have everybody who's had a hand in this tournament and the ladies in any way, shape or form. But yeah, I mean, it brings to a close 2 fantastic weeks of pole. So we will all go into a prize giving, which will not be streamed, but I'd like to thank first of all everybody who watched this game or has watched the stream in any way, any shape, any form. You tuned it at any time, then we all thank you for helping make the stream great. There's no good if there's no one watching. Also thank you to everybody who has done commentary. It's not just myself who does it, others do as well. My co-pilot for the moment, Kelvin Dunlop, as well as everybody else who's had a shot at the mic.
Yeah, no, I quite enjoy it. I don't know a hell of a lot about the game, but I got a lot of feedback from the junior nationals. I had a lot of young ones in the booth with me, and some of their comments about, you know, their games of pool and what they're achieving at the moment. It was quite interesting, and I had a lot of feedback from the viewers, which was good. I rave on a bit about the 2 that are champions. You know, I think they're ranked number 1 and number 2 in New Zealand now. Des, I taught, is a 10-year-old, and Adam is a 12-year-old, and copped a lot of flack over the years for mucking around with these kids. A lot of people were sick and tired of them digging holes in the table and God knows what else, but it was all worth it. It was all worth it, and they respect me for it, which is good. And I'm still surprised that they actually listen to me.
They would have thought, who's this old guy? What does he know?
Well, I didn't know much about the game, but I recognised the talent in them as young ones. And after the junior nationals, I think we had 38 in the New Plymouth Club, and I was very impressed with some of these 8, 10, 12-year-olds. 2 brothers from Hamilton, Sean and Jack. Jack got to the final as a 12-year-old, and he's up against an 18-year-old that's already won it twice, and he probably should have won it. He played one bad shot in the last frame, and it wasn't a bad shot, but he just didn't get the position he wanted. But anyway, that's enough from me. I'm sure after the match is finished, you all want to watch something else, so yeah, thanks, John, for letting me come and commentate with you, and yeah, I'll see you at the Nationals.
Indeed, Kelvin, I can't wait. I mean, Nationals, of course, being held here as well in, I think, the 2nd week of October. So yeah, I mean, a lot of pool to be played between now and then, but of course it is for now. It's a goodbye, and thank you to everyone who's saying thanks on the stream as well. But yeah, I'll see you tomorrow morning, Greg, and we shall do battle, and it shall be fantastic. But for now, thank you to all. Get home safely. Doesn't matter where you're from, where you're going to. Get home safely so you can come back here and play this game that we love. This is John the Voice Saundercock signing out. Have a great weekend.
It doesn't matter how hard the job is, we suck it up and get it done. No matter how dirty our hands have to get, we suck it up and get it done. Suck it up, suck it up, suck it up. Out for suck's sake, suck it up, suck it up, suck it up. Out for suck's sake, suck it up.
suck it up and get it done with suckitup.co.nz.